Welcome all to another episode of your favorite podcast. Targo, that was some pretty good lip syncing there.
Did you like that?
That was good. That was good. Threw me off a little bit at first, but I liked it. So how the hell are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Except for the part where you start this show by mocking me.
Sorry,
So that's going to set the tone for the rest of this episode. We're going to have some... Those are fighting words. So speaking of fighting words, what brew you got for me today?
What am I going to be drinking when I fight you?
Yeah.
I am drinking 10 Barrel Brewing pub beer, lager.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is it? You've had it before?
Yeah, they have it at bars all over Spokane. So
okay, well, this is my first time trying it, so we'll see. That's a very nice light beer.
It's a pub beer. Yeah. Today I have Peter's brand Classics Dutch style Pilsner, imported lager.
What's
beer.
Dutch style Pilsner?
No idea. That's why I got it.
Well, let us know how it is, man.
I've never had it.
Does it get the Red Beard thumbs up or thumbs down?
Ooh. That's a lot of pressure, man. Not really. So Dutch style Pilsner must be a little hoppier than a normal Pilsner because it's a little hoppier than, well, like the last one I had.
And I know that's not your style.
It's not, but I've had more and more of them lately, so I don't absolutely hate them anymore.
So give it to Caesar.
Yeah, I'd drink it again.
All right, thumbs up. I would also give this a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's not as good as the one you're drinking, I will say that. But I would drink it again. So, those are our brews. Let's get to some banter and maybe some punches to the face. Welcome to Brews and Banter. Today we are going to cover our preview for the games happening April 27th to April 30th. I can't believe it's going to be May. And our top transfer rumors. I've waited all year to say that. Make sure to check out our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and our Redbubble. So we have some pretty awesome merch and some new stuff coming out for you guys real soon. So let's get into this wonderful preview of another weekend in football. Again,
I gotta give you props, man, for keeping track of all these games. There are so many games here lately the next couple of weeks.
It's stressful. But I will make sure our listeners
double check.
they get the full treatment. Unfortunately, disclaimer before this episode, we will not cover the Premier League games in this episode that happened on the 26th and 25th. Throwing that out there before we even get started. That'll be on our next episode. So watch out for that one. So on the 27th in the English Premier League, we start off with Everton against Newcastle.
Newcastle. Everton playing at home. Man, if Everton can get a draw out of that game, that would be huge. But I don't think they do. Newcastle are going to win.
I agree. The way Newcastle have been playing, especially against Tottenham Hotspur, they look scary right now. It's too bad they don't have to play Manchester City. I'm going to go Newcastle in this one. I don't think it's going to be close. I'm thinking 3-0.
Okay.
Next up, a bottom of the table, 6-pointer. Southampton against Bournemouth. Before I even hear your prediction, if Bournemouth win this game, are they safe?
If Bournemouth win this game, are they safe?
That'd bring them up to 36 points.
That depends.
Put them 5, 6, 7 points ahead of Leeds.
You got to remember at the time of this recording, they haven't played yet.
This is true. This is true.
Or no, this will be their first game. I don't know, man. If they win, are they safe? No, because it's Southampton.
Are they almost safe?
they're almost safe. If this was maybe a Leeds or Leicester they were playing in one, I would say
A
yeah,
better question
probably.
then: is Southampton doomed to get relegated if they lose this game?
I think they're already doomed to get relegated. I think if they win
Mathematically,
this game, it'll make it more interesting.
okay,
And I do think Southampton win this game because I want it to
okay,
be interesting.
fair enough. Saints fans all around the world probably are hoping that you are correct because you have been correct more often than not of late. And I'm going with a draw. I just don't
Okay.
see anything to separate these two teams. Both teams are playing terrible. If anyone does win, I think it'll be a 1-0, 2-1, somewhere in there. But either way, should be fascinating to see who actually picks up points in this game.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Tottenham Hotspur, fresh off losing 6-1 to Newcastle, is Manchester United, fresh off a penalty kick win against Brighton. I almost forgot who they played. That would have been really bad. Who you got in this one?
Oh, Spurs, man, they got to play United, and then they got to go play Liverpool here a few days later. I do
Yeah.
not think things will be good for Spurs, who are relying on what's his name, Ryan Mason. I think Spurs lose this game, man.
Yeah. I agree with you, and I think it'll be ugly.
I don't
do.
think it'll be ugly. I think they have a.
No, I
usually
mean
don't-
like cagey, like
Oh,
lots of
yes.
cards, like ugly, like
I
not
think you meant
good
like
football.
an ugly score line.
No, like ugly football. Like I don't think this will be a pretty game to watch. But I could be wrong. Could be an ugly scoreline. Who knows? United have lost 7-0 this season.
Spurs have lost 6-1, so
That's true. That is true. So who you going
maybe
with?
it's the 7-6 thriller, right?
Manchester United just had that. I mean, it was penalty kicks, but
There you go.
yeah, I'm going for United win in this one. I know you are too, because Tottenham Hotspur are pretty much helpless at this point. All right. On the 29th, Crystal Palace against West Ham. Do I ask the question again? Winner of this game, completely safe. Yes, no.
I think if West Ham win, I think they would be safe.
Okay. Why not
I think
Palace?
Crystal Palace are already safe.
Okay, that would make more sense. So, winner of this game is safe. Yes.
And this is a tough one because West Ham have been flying a little high lately. Good result against Arsenal. A good win their last time out against Bournemouth. But Crystal Palace have been playing well.
They have. Roy Hodgson's got him flying.
He does. And so I don't see Crystal Palace losing this game.
Okay.
But I'm going to say a draw.
Okay. I'm going to go with the hot hand on this one.
Crystal Palace?
West Ham. West Ham. Yes. Yeah.
You're going with the hot ham on this.
Hot hand. Not
Hot
ham.
ham.
Hand.
The hot
Hand.
West Ham.
Yeah. They're flying right now. They're in the Europa Conference League. I always get that mix. Is it Europa or European Conference League? I don't know.
Whatever that third competition is.
The Conference League. Yeah. Well, you can't say that either because that's an actual league. So, yeah, West Ham are on fire right now. They're finally finding form. They have better, in my opinion, better players than Crystal Palace all over the park. Maybe not all over the park, but in most positions.
Wilfred Zaha and Michael Lise, Bricheze might have something to say.
Yeah, exactly. But I just think they got too much firepower right now. Their whole offense is scoring goals for fun.
Interesting. I think that's an interesting pick, man. I really don't agree with you
8
on that
goals in
one.
their last 2 games. So we'll see. I'm going to go with West Ham in this one. I think they will be safe after this game and overtake Crystal Palace into 12th.
Shaking my head right now for all those listening on the podcast.
That's okay, because I got to catch up to you somehow, man. I got to. Next up, we got Brentford against Forest. This is at Brentford, and yes, they
Dude,
are.
at Brentford, it's hard to
Yeah.
bet against them.
Yep. Brentford in this one, especially against the struggling Nottingham Forest. Yep. Brighton against Wolves. More of the same.
High flying Brighton, man.
Yep.
One of
Brighton
my
for me as
favorite
well.
teams to watch.
Same here. Outside of the top 4, I would say they're my favorite team to watch in the Premier League.
I would say outside the top
Maybe include
2.
some of the teams in the top 4.
I would say outside the top 2, they're my favorite. Honestly, even some Man City games, because you know how those games are gonna go.
Yep.
Like you,
Lull you to sleep and then score 3 goals.
that's how it is. Like, oh, you can play well against Man City for 88 minutes, and then in 2 minutes they'll put 3 by you.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid and borderline not fair, but neither is life. So, say la vie. On the 30th, we have another relegation 6-pointer. Bournemouth against Leeds United.
Dude,
I know you said earlier if Leeds lose against Leicester, that the loser of that game, either one, would be relegated. So, is this still a 6-pointer? Or is this
still is.
Bournemouth getting closer to safety?
Oh man, this one's tough. Because Bournemouth, man, they're having to turn around 3 days later and play another game. I don't know. I know on our notes I wrote down Leeds, but I don't know if I believe that. I think a draw is probably the safest bet.
Okay. Well, just for the record, I did pick a draw.
Did you? Okay.
Yes. So I think that's the most likely outcome between the two teams. I don't see a winner in this one. I don't.
They're just so bad, man. Leeds defense is just so bad. And then
Bournemouth
Bournemouth
have been okay going forward, but defensively they're not great either. So
And then Bournemouth, you know, they got a couple points on them. I don't know. That one's going to be a close one.
I agree. Speaking of games that probably aren't going to be close, next up, Fulham against Manchester City.
Oh, I wonder how that game
At Craven Cottage. Yeah. Wonder how this one's going to go. What do you think?
I think it's going Manchester City's way.
Yeah, one-way traffic in this one. They're just a juggernaut steamrolling everybody right now. So, Manchester City for me in this one as well. Next up, a huge game with potentially top 4 implications. Manchester United against Aston Villa. Did you think I'd be saying that at this point of the season?
I mean, do I really think it'll have top 4 implications? No. I don't think Villa will get there.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize Manchester United had 2 games in hand. Yeah, never mind. I'll take that back. But top 6 implications, definitely.
Top 6, yes. I think this could end in a draw. Villa are playing really well. They're scoring in all their games. United have a suspect defense here of late. Some injuries. We'll say
and they played 3 games prior to this. Good. 3 days prior, they played Tottenham. 2 big games back to back for them.
I'm going to go a draw.
Okay. I'm going to say, because of Manchester United's lack of depth on defense right now, Aston Villa get the win in this one.
A Villa win, okay.
3 days in between 2 hard-fought games and traveling to London 3 days before that. I think it's going to be Villa's time. I think so. Could be very off on this one, but
that would be a fantastic result for Villa.
It would be. And if Tottenham lose to Manchester United, Aston Villa could jump above them into 5th place. Next up, Newcastle against Southampton. Do I need to even ask for your pick?
Well, I'll pick Newcastle, obviously, but damn, dude, if there's anything we know, any team can win on any given day.
Yeah.
But I'm still picking Newcastle.
I'm still picking Newcastle. And for me, a win here.
Who scores?
Who scores? I'm going to go Callum Wilson and Joelinton. 2-0.
Joelinton, okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Next up, feel bad for Spurs fans. Almost. They play Liverpool at Anfield. Who you got in this one?
Liverpool.
Okay.
Maybe
you
a
seem
draw.
a little iffy on that choice.
I do. I'm just thinking of some games past where Spurs have kind of been a thorn for Liverpool.
Yeah, they've kind of been that for Manchester City too. It's like the two teams that they stack up well against for some weird reason.
But because it's at Anfield, I think I'm going to give it to Liverpool.
Okay. I mean, I think that's a sound pick. I couldn't pick between the two, so I'm going with a draw. But it will be, if Spurs get a point in that one, it'll be a huge point going to Anfield and getting a point. So, get my point. All right, and last but not least, on your birthday, May 1st. Cue the music, the lights. Lisa, are you there? No? Okay.
She's not.
We got a 6-pointer at the bottom of the table. Again, Leicester City against Everton.
Ooh, this is a
big
one.
Big one.
This is a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one. Is that the King Power? Everton are not great away from home, but Leicester aren't good at home either. So, who you got in this one?
I think Everton. So if I was Sean Dyche, this is what I would be trying to do if I was the manager. Clean sheets, man. However many games are, if I can get clean sheets in all those games and at least guarantee a draw.
The point of that game, I believe it would be five
games.
Yeah.
So if you can play 5 games and you're Everton and you get 5 points, you'd probably take that.
Yeah, I'd say they would be safe with 5 points. Yeah.
I'm going to go for a draw.
Okay. I like what Dean Smith is doing at Leicester City. I'm going to go Leicester win.
Yeah, I picked them over Wolves. I wasn't too sure about that pick, but call it a gut feeling.
Yeah. Same here. I don't feel too confident about it, but I want them to stay up so bad. So
that, and you picked Everton to go down, right?
I did. So that is it for our Premier League picks. Let's go to La Liga, Targo. What do we got this weekend?
All right, on April 29th, we have Real Madrid against Almeria. Real Madrid in second place on 65 points. Almeria, they are in 17th place on 30 points. They're hovering right above that relegation. I don't think this game does them any favors, man. I'm going with Real Madrid all the way.
No, Real Madrid need to keep winning all their games they have remaining to, 1, stay ahead of Atletico, and 2, try to get that deficit of Barcelona down as much as they can, or at least give them some hope of catching Barcelona. I don't think they will, but you never know.
No, but also it's good to keep these wins going, keep momentum, because they have a big Champions League clash coming up with Man City.
Yep.
So they definitely want to
all the momentum they can get for that one.
And then also on the 29th, we have Barcelona against Real Betis. So Barca, as we mentioned, are in first place. Real Betis are in 5th on 48 points. I'm going with Barca.
Okay. I almost picked Real Betis in this one. It just smells of Barcelona sitting back, per se. I
Except the
don't
new
think they
camp.
will. But I'm going to go with the draw in this one.
Draw. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So on April 30th, we then have Real Valladolid against Atletico Madrid. Atletico in third. Valladolid, they're in 14th. Who you got?
One way and one way only. Atletico
Atleti.
Madrid. And may I say Antoine Griezmann goal in this one?
Ooh, a goal, huh? I don't know if I give you a goal, but I'll give you at least an assist.
All right. Goal contribution.
There you go. Yep.
I will take it. Atleti for the win. Next up, we go over to the Bundesliga. On the 28th, we got Bochum against Borussia Dortmund. Bochum are sitting in 15th, 2 points above the drop zone. And Dortmund sitting pretty in first place right now on 60 points, 1 point ahead of Bayern Munich.
Dortmund got to win, man.
Yeah, they do. They need to, but so do Bayern Munich, and they don't play for 2 days after this one. No pressure on Dortmund. I think they get this one done.
I agree.
Yeah. On the 29th, we got a big one. We got a big one, Targo. We got my perennial underdogs, Union Berlin, against your new favorite team, Bayer Leverkusen. Who you got in this one? This
Go
is in
Leverkusen,
Berlin.
man.
It's really hard not to pick Leverkusen in this one. It's so hard.
So good.
They're so good right now. And not to mention, they're so fun to watch. And young. And Xabi Alonso.
Oh, yeah.
Xabi Alonso is their coach, and I loved watching him as a player. So I'm going to go draw. Union Berlin. They're at home. So
that'd be a huge win for Berlin, I feel like, just the way Leverkusen are going right
playing
now.
right now. Oh, yeah. It would be a huge point for them. Especially, if points are dropped
also a huge
elsewhere.
Also a huge win for Leverkusen, though, to get into that Champions League.
Yeah. Yeah, if they win, they jump right above Leipzig and get, possibly. No, never mind. They'd still be behind them, but even closer.
They'd only be 5 points behind Union Berlin.
Yes, only 5 points behind them, and they're 8 points behind them.
If they win, though.
Oh, yes, you're right. If they win this game, they're 3 points away from that fourth place spot, though, occupied by the ever inconsistent Freiburg. So, fourth place is definitely within reach. Next up, RB Leipzig against Hoffenheim. Leipzig have not been too great and pretty inconsistent of late. They've lost 3 of their last 5.
I think I wrote down Leipzig, but I honestly think this could go draw.
Yeah, Hoffenheim have won 3 of their last 5 with only losing 1.
And I remember, like, when they've played these big teams, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, they trouble them.
They play well.
But
I know
Leipzig get the edge.
Yeah. I know I picked Leipzig.
You always pick Leipzig.
I'm going to go against my own decision. I'm going to go draw.
Did I convince you into a draw?
No, I almost picked Hoffenheim, but I couldn't convince myself to do it. All right, on the 30th, we got Bayern Munich, who have only won 1 of their last 6 games against Hertha Berlin, who are in dead last.
They better win, dude.
What a time to play Hertha Berlin if you're Bayern Munich, or vice versa. What a better time to play Bayern Munich if you're Hertha Berlin.
I mean, obviously, I have to the odds.
Yeah,
betting man, I'd pick Bayern Munich.
It depends what the over-under is. I might go Hertha, depending on the over-under, because I'm sure Bayern is favored by at least 2 to 3 goals.
So you picking Hertha?
I'm going to draw.
A draw, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Hertha
Tuchel
with a
curse
result.
continues.
No, I think Bayern get the win on this one. It's at the Allianz. So
Yeah. They look so bad right now.
they look bad going forward, man.
Yeah.
You know what team they kind of remind me of?
Tottenham.
Chelsea.
Okay. Same. But different,
Creating
but still
chances,
same.
but not scoring.
Exactly. Okay. Serie A. We got Napoli against Salernitana.
Salernitana.
Yeah. On the
14th
29th.
place.
Yeah.
Can Napoli win the title here? Did we do that math yet?
37 games left is 21 points. Yes, they would win the game, win the title if Lazio drop points.
Well, I'm gonna go Napoli win this game, man.
Okay. I am too. It's Napoli, man. They're so good. Victor Osimhen's finally healthy. They just beat Juventus. Yeah. I think they get a couple of goals in this one. And then we have 2 games up next, both with top 4 implications.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. We have 4th against 5th, AS Roma against AC Milan. Both tied on 56 points. How do you see this one going?
It's in Rome. And you know how I feel about those Romans in Rome.
Yeah.
Going to draw.
Okay.
This is gonna be a tough game.
I'm going with the Rafael Leao show.
He's continuing it, huh?
He's so good right now. And AS Roma are leaking goals, man.
They're scoring some goals though too.
They have been too. So I'm gonna go with a high scoring Milan win.
I might give it a 2-1.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 3-2 Milan. And on the 30th, we have 6th against 2nd, Inter against Lazio. Lazio drop points in this one, and Napoli win. Napoli are champions. Officially, not just me saying that.
And I say Lazio drop points, man. I'm going with a draw.
Okay. I'm going to go Lazio.
You are? You're going to Lazio win, huh?
I'm going to Lazio win. Prolong the inevitable for at least one more week. And Lazio have impressed me a lot this season, and Inter have disappointed me probably 7 times out of 10. Yeah. So I'm going to go Lazio winning this one.
Is that even if Lukaku starts?
Even if Lukaku starts. Or doesn't start, for that matter. And I'm even going to go as far as to say Lukaku gets a goal in this game and Lazio still win.
Okay.
He impressed me last time out. Next up, Bologna against Juventus. If results go the way you're saying, and Juve win this game, they jump into 2nd.
I have them winning this game, so
I do too. Yeah. Bologna, they're no slouches. They're in 8th place. They've won 2 of their last 5, though. 2 of them have been draws. And Juventus are going to want to get into that 2nd place real badly, especially after losing to Napoli. I'm going to pick Juve to win this one as well.
Okay, but I have Lazio drawing, so Lazio would still be in 2nd.
Goal differential.
Off of goal differential,
right.
Yeah.
You were right. I didn't realize they had a better goal differential than Juventus. So, kudos. So, we flew through those predictions. What do you guys think? Let us know if we have anything that's really outlandish that you think is never going to happen. Probably going to be towards me, but hey, who knows? So let's get into what everybody loves to talk about, what we love to speculate about, and some might be true, some might not be. Our top transfer news.
Well, they're rumors for a reason, man, because sometimes they happen and most likely they don't.
More often than not, yes, you are correct.
So I'll go first with some of my transfer rumors. Involves a player. First one involves a player here who was looking to leave in January from his club Brighton. And that is 21-year-old Moises Caicedo.
Yeah, he was catching the eye of Arsenal and had his head turned.
Yeah, Arsenal had, what was it, 60 mil, 70 mil?
Both rejected, yes.
Rejected. But it said Liverpool could be in the market for him. I don't know how much I believe this rumor. I don't think they could afford that.
You give it a true or a false?
I gave it a false.
Same. There's no way Liverpool afford that. And rumor has it that they can't even afford Jude Bellingham, and he's their number one target.
I did see they may have pulled out of Jude Bellingham, but he's what, over 100, 120 million?
150, I think now.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
Something stupid.
They probably could afford him, but then that's all they would have.
Yeah. And they need a lot more than one player.
And they could probably get 3 players for that cash. So that's one of mine. Tell me one of yours.
All right. I'm going to go with, let's stick with Brighton.
All right.
Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester United are all set to battle it out for the midfield partner of Moises Caicedo. Alexis McAllister this summer for a reported $80 million. Rumor has it that he is leaning more towards staying at Brighton, especially if they get into the Europa League next season. What do you think? True or false?
I think he could be leaving.
Yeah, I think so too. He seems like the one player on Brighton that is destined to leave them in the summer. I think he's probably more likely to leave than Moises Caicedo.
Yeah, I think so too. I'd love to see him stay. I'd like to see that Brighton team stay together because, man, they're good.
They would be so good next year.
I think they could fight for maybe a top 6 finish next year too.
Yeah, it depends on what teams sign and who they keep a hold of. I mean, Tottenham lose Harry Kane. I think that Brighton probably jump up that queue for me as far as probably 5th best team in England.
Yeah, because Chelsea, I feel like could have another struggle year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to take
Liverpool
them.
will be back up.
They need a couple of signings, but yeah, they could be very well could be. Of these 3 teams, who do you think has the best shot at getting Alexis McAllister?
What are the 3 teams? Liverpool, Chelsea,
Man United.
Man United.
Yep, same. He fits the bill perfectly for me. He would make them much better. So
yeah, yes, he would.
Perfect fit for me, and I'm going to go with the true on this one, just like you did.
Okay. I guess I'll stick in the Premier League, but I'll go with Tottenham, man. Tottenham being linked with James Maddison of Leicester. Leicester is thinking maybe 50 mil.
I think that would be a great bit of transfer business for both teams. The way that Madison's been out and hurt so often, I don't know if he's worth 50 mil anymore.
Especially if they get relegated.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the big question. I think if they get relegated, you might see that number drop.
What do you think? 10 mil?
No, maybe 20, 30. But I do think James Maddison would be the perfect type of player for Tottenham. I don't know if he's necessarily the best fit.
I agree.
They need a creative midfielder, man. They need a creator in that team desperately.
Ever since they lost Christian Eriksen, they've been needing that type of player. And James Maddison fits the bill, but his injury record does not speak very highly for him.
No, it doesn't. He is injured more often than not.
Yeah. You giving this one true or false?
I don't think I see it happening. I think it's on that borderline of true and false, but I think I'm going to lean towards false.
I think it'll be all up to who gets hired as a manager of Tottenham.
That's another
Yeah.
factor into that.
I'm going to lean towards True, though.
Okay.
I think this sounds like the type of signing that Tottenham would make this summer, especially, like you said, if Leicester get relegated.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to stick with Tottenham. How about that?
Okay.
Bayern Munich to try to sign Harry Kane this summer with a attractive offer. Does that make sense to you? They've been linked with him for what seems like forever.
I think I said it earlier, man. What do they need?
Striker.
A striker.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that would be perfect for Bayern Munich. And now, are they willing to shell out the cash for him?
Probably not.
I mean, how much do you happen to have how much they might cost?
I know Tottenham have said somewhere around 100 to 120 million. I think this was more around the contract offer.
I don't think he's worth 120 million at that
I don't
age.
either, but Tottenham desperately want and need to keep a hold of him.
But I think if you're Harry Kane, you're desperately and wanting to leave.
Yeah, especially to convince
Almost
Tottenham.
guaranteed a Bundesliga title at least.
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, it's not in the Premier League, so it's not going to hurt Tottenham at all.
But do you think he wants to stay in the Premier League to get that record?
100%. I do. But
So
can you turn down Bayern Munich? I don't know. I don't know if I could. To be that final piece to the puzzle, I mean, you're going to have a better shot winning the Champions League with Bayern Munich than you would at Manchester United.
Yes, I think it'd be good for both player and Bayern Munich. I mean, we'll see how much Tottenham can get, and it could be good for Tottenham if you get 100 mil.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best fit for all parties, right? Because it's not going to bite Tottenham in the butt. He's not going to have to play against Tottenham because they're not going to make the Champions League this season.
So if you're Tottenham and you lose Harry Kane, who do you go after?
That probably the young striker from Atalanta, starts with H. Is it Holberg? Hoiberg?
I don't know. I was thinking Ivan Toney.
That too. That would be a good option as well. If you're Ivan Toney though, I don't know if I would
stick with Richarlison.
I don't know if I'd want to go with Tottenham if I'm Ivan Toney. And I don't think Tottenham want to be stuck with just Richarlison. He's still got 0 goals in the Premier League this season.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's really bad. I think it's at 23 games now.
So. All right. Well, I'll stick with Bayern Munich on this next rumor, but it's a winger, Federico Chiesa.
Ooh.
Yeah, they've been looking at him. 25-year-old could be available for 40 mil.
That's a steal. If I'm Bayern Munich, snap him up like that. Especially because he can play striker as well.
He does have quite the injury record, though. But, dude, do you remember him in those Euros for Italy?
Yeah.
Oh, he was so good.
So good. And he's been brilliant for Juventus this season, too. So
when he comes on, yeah, like I said, he's had his injuries.
I don't know. I feel like they feed them something different at Bayern Munich. I mean, have you seen those pictures of Lewandowski playing for Borussia Dortmund and then when he played after he got done at Bayern Munich?
Same, yeah, with like Alphonso Davies and Leon
Goretzka, yeah.
They just get jacked, man.
Must be the beer.
There you go.
Certainly is not helping me, but I'll take it. Maybe I just need to drink more German beers. Okay. I'm going to completely switch gears. Let's go to La Liga.
La Liga.
This guy, he's a kind of a wonder kid. He recently had his contract denied by La Liga.
Oh, you're Mr. Barcelona.
Yeah, Gavi. He's attracting the attention of all of Europe's clubs, mostly because his contract expires in the summer. And he's apparently pissed off at Barcelona for not clearing the way for that contract to actually be accepted.
He also had to go back to his youth number.
Old number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's listed as a youngster again, because he's only, what, 17, 18 years old
I
right
think he's
now?
18, yeah.
So I'm going to give you the list of teams, and you tell me who he would be the best fit for,
Best
because it's a
fit?
lot.
Okay.
It's a lot. So we got Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Pretty much all the usual suspects.
The best fit, I think, could be Man United
Really?
or Liverpool.
Liverpool makes sense, right? It's free. They can offer him higher wages. It's the type of player they're looking for, especially if they can't afford Jude Bellingham. And then you can afford 2 more midfielders, but you can spend more and get a higher caliber of midfielder.
And you'll have him for 15 years.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think he leaves, though, if I'm being honest, man. I think he stays at Barca. He's a Barca youth product.
I think
They'll work it out.
my gut says Barcelona will try to work it out, but not be able to because they can't get rid of anybody. So I think he's going to be forced to leave, not because Barcelona want him to leave, but because La Liga won't allow them to keep him.
I think he stays.
And I think the team that best fit for him is probably Liverpool, but I'm also going to say Arsenal. It makes sense.
Yeah, honestly, I could see him at Arsenal or Manchester City. Because it looks like Gundogan might go the other way to Barca.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how they afford him either, though. And if they got to choose between the two, they're obviously going to choose Gavi. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he goes, whether he stays at Barcelona or goes to one of these other teams.
Yeah. Well, I'll stay in La Liga then, but I'll move to a different team. Real Madrid, the other juggernaut in Spain. Apparently, Randall Colomuani has caught the eye of Real Madrid. 24-year-old. I think he would be really good at Real Madrid. A little kind of a backup for Benzema, replacement for Benzema potentially.
Yeah, I could see it. It'd also be fantastic backup for Vinny Jr. and Rodrigo on the wings, too.
Or on the wings, yeah. He can play all over.
Yeah, does it make sense to me? No.
I think if you're Colomuani, not quite. Maybe wait a year. I think after maybe they sell Benzema.
Or, let him go for free. I think Benzema probably retires.
Yeah, probably.
Madridista. But, yeah, I mean, God, would he do some damage in La Liga? He does damage already for Eintracht Frankfurt. Imagine what he would do with the type of players around him that Real Madrid would give him.
Yeah, the service from Vinny Jr. coming in from those wings.
Yeah, and then the Real Madrid are really good right now, but I think one of their problems is they're not really interchangeable. They are with their midfield. That's what makes it so fluid, but they aren't up front.
No, Vinny and Rodrigo tend to stay on that left and right.
And if you put Colomuani in there, that just gives them a whole new level of dynamism up front, where all three of them can just interchange, have some fun up there, and that makes them so much more dangerous. So for me, that in that aspect, it makes more sense.
And then Real Madrid, man, they're also linked with Reece James.
Ooh.
23-year-old. It's saying he would cost upwards of 100 mil because his contract don't expire till 2028. Looking to maybe replace Danny Carvajal.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting up there. He seems like he's been around for 20 years.
He has been around for a while, that's for sure. Yeah. I don't think that one happens, though.
I don't think it happens either, but it does make sense that they would go after a 23-year-old proven talent already. So,
his form this season, maybe they could get a little bit less.
Maybe like between like 80, 85.
I was thinking 80, yeah.
Yeah. They can afford it. Are they going to spend that money on a right back instead of a striker? I don't know. I think they'd probably rather spend it on a midfielder and get Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, maybe go next year for Reece James.
Yeah. All right. I only got 2 left, and I'm gonna stick with the same player,
Okay.
different teams. So Kolumwani is also thought to be an alternative to Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen by none other than Bayern Munich. It makes sense,
Yeah.
right? They tend to go after players in the Bundesliga. They need a striker. I don't know if he fits that particular build, but it would work in the system they have.
I think they need an out and out striker though.
I agree. I agree. And I know they're not going to pay for Osimhen. That's
No.
not going to happen. Harry Kane's probably much more likely than Kolumwani is. But
I even
I
think Harry Kane prices them out.
Yeah.
Once you get over that 100 mil mark, I don't see Bayern spending that kind of money.
I wouldn't even go that high. I'd go once you get past the 80 mil mark, I think Bayern Munich's out. I don't know if they have ever spent more than 80 mil on a player. So yeah, it makes sense from a player standpoint, but financially, I don't think Bayern Munich go for Kolumwani.
Okay. Well, I was thinking in La Liga. Sorry, from my previous one, and that's Villarreal looking to bring in the World Cup star Dominik Livakovic from Dinamo Zagreb, 28-year-old goalkeeper.
Dude, what a steal that would be. They'd probably get him for 10 mil.
I hope they get him. That would be fantastic for him.
That would be so cool. Yeah.
Villarreal, I mean, they're not doing terrible. They're in 6th in La Liga, but he could make it into Europe. Potentially. So
I haven't seen where Zagreb is. They tend to be in the Champions League.
But still, you kind of want to go to a bigger team.
Oh, 100%. And if I'm Livakovic, I want that big contractual payday after the World Cup he had. I was surprised he stayed at Zagreb. All right. I only got one more, so you give me another one.
All right. I'll go with Newcastle, man. High-flying Newcastle. They're looking at a whole host of Premier League players, man. They want to strengthen that squad, spend some of that oil money, and stay in the top 4.
Now they have, potentially they have the Champions League, barring a monumental collapse from them, as another selling point to their already impressive improvement from last season.
But they're looking at Declan Rice, 24-year-old from from West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
James Maddison, 26-year-old from Leicester. And Ivan Toney, man, 27-year-old from Brentford.
Yeah.
Out of those 3 players, who do you think would fit in best at Newcastle?
I feel like a swap with Callum Wilson and Ivan Toney just makes sense. Cash and player offer. Brentford don't have to go shopping. Ivan Toney gets the big move he wanted.
I think you're onto something there, man. I think that would be a fantastic kind of switcheroo.
I don't think they go for James Maddison just because of his injury record. And I think Declan Rice is already on his way to Arsenal. So Ivan Toney makes the most sense. And man, would he do really well in that setup.
Yeah, he'd really give Alexander Isak a fight up there starting.
Yeah, and I mean, you think of the attacking talent that Newcastle would have at that point too, with Isak and Ivan Toney. They're both fantastic strikers, so that would just make them that much more dangerous. This makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll go one more. So Kim Min-jae, 26-year-old center back, plays for Napoli. Kind of been a stud back there for him this season.
Unsung hero, I would say.
He's wanted by a whole host of clubs, man. Man City, Spurs, Liverpool, Manchester United. And it's saying it only costs around 40 mil.
Dude, that'd be a steal for any one of those teams.
Which one makes the most sense, do you think, if you're...
Dude, I don't know why Arsenal's name isn't on that list. Because that would make sense, too. They need more center back cover. And I'm sorry, Rob Holding. Yeah, you, Holdinho.
Well, I mean, think about it. Rob Holding's probably, 4th pick center back?
Yes. He's second in that right center back spot. But
I would still say Saliba and then Ben White and then maybe even Tamayasu.
Okay. I wasn't thinking of players who play on the wings, but that also makes sense. So, yeah, maybe fifth choice center back.
Like, I bet if you had Tamayasu, you'd be maybe putting Ben White in a center back and play Tamayasu right
I,
back.
I honestly, no, I would put Tomiyasu at center back.
Or that, yeah.
Ben White's been so good on the right. And Tomiyasu's a better defender than Ben White is. Of those teams, so City,
J,
Spurs, Liverpool, Man United, I think, I'll be honest with you, I think Liverpool makes the most sense there.
Really?
Yeah. I think this summer they probably look to, if not replace Virgil van Dijk, but get his replacement. He has not been good this season at all. And I think you were onto something when you said he was overrated, because he has been awful this year and probably the third best center back for Liverpool this season.
Ooh, third, huh? Behind who? Konate and Matip?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, man. I gotta put Van Dijk over Matip.
I just think Van Dijk's been that bad this season. So
he has not been very good.
Okay. I'll get to my last one.
All right, give me your last one.
It's a big one, man. Jude Bellingham has reportedly ruled out Manchester City, PSG, and Chelsea, according to Bild. He apparently wants to join a team that with values like passion, honor, reputation, rather than money. And Liverpool pulled out of the race to sign him. So who does that leave?
Real Madrid or Man United?
Yeah. I, again, will say it, and I've said it 100 times, don't know why Arsenal don't try to sign him.
Because it's 120 million? Whatever it is, 150 million?
So? Send Granit Xhaka the other direction, man.
Honestly, I can see somehow Man City pulling this one off.
I mean, I don't know if this report is true, and I'm probably going to go with half true. I think he probably ruled out PSG and Chelsea because PSG doesn't make sense. He wants to go back to England. Chelsea doesn't make sense because they suck. And Manchester City, they have passion. They have the reputation. Maybe it doesn't go back as far as some of these other clubs. And one would argue they have the honor too. So, yes, they have the money, but they would be unstoppable if they got Jude Bellingham.
Oh, yeah, but can you imagine Jude Bellingham and Kevin De Bruyne in midfield?
And Rodri?
Serving
Erling Haaland on a platter? No, I don't want to. It's a thing of nightmares for literally every team in the world except for Manchester City.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to be true. I want it to be true, actually, so that way Manchester City don't get him. Unfortunately, I don't want him to go to Manchester United either. So, maybe stay at Dortmund or go to Real Madrid.
We'll see, man. That is going to be a fun saga to follow this summer, is where does Jude Bellingham go?
I'm going to predict now that I think that he probably stays.
You think so? I think he goes somewhere.
My guess is
Real Madrid.
I don't think anyone can afford him besides City and Chelsea, and I don't think he wants to go to Chelsea, and I don't think Pep wants to spend that much money on a player. So.
All right, well, I'll give my last one. It's about Wilfried Zaha, 30-year-old. Plays for Crystal Palace.
Free agent in the summer.
He's going to be a free agent. And it said Arsenal, PSG, Bayern Munich, Roma, Chelsea, Marseille are all looking at him. But Palace are offering a 4-year contract, 10 mil a year. Pretty good contract, I would say.
It's a great contract. I know you think they're safe, but I don't. If you're Zaha, you're 30 years old. Don't you want one last?
He's probably got 2 to 3 years in him. Good years.
One last contract. This is going to be his last one. Unless he goes to MLS, then probably 2. I don't know.
Out of those teams, which ones do you think would be the best fit for him?
I think Marseille makes sense. Chelsea does not.
No, Chelsea doesn't.
Bayern does not.
Bayern doesn't for me either. Too many wingers
PSG
there
kind
already.
of,
I
but
think Roma.
they have to get. Yeah,
I think
I'm getting
Roma
there.
could be a good one.
I don't think he's a good fit at Arsenal. As much as I would love to see him as a backup, I don't think he wants to play second
He
fiddle
would
to
have been
Martinelli.
before Nicolas Pepe.
Yeah. So I think he'd be a fantastic fit at Roma, and Marseille just makes sense because he fits the bill of the type of player that they go after. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think Palace are safe. They offer him 10 mil. If I'm Wilfred Zaha, you left Palace to go to United, you went back to Palace, I'd stay at Palace. One
Stay
last
there, collect your
payday.
10 mil a year for 4 more years.
Yeah, become a club legend. I would, but that's just me. I prefer the loyalty aspect of things. Most players don't these days, so.
No. They want the money, man.
I don't blame them for that either. I really don't. If you look at it from the player's side, I'd rather be able to have generational wealth than stay on a team like Crystal Palace. And for a guy like Wilfred Zaha, that's what it would mean. So, PSG maybe.
Go
Get a
sit on the bench there.
20 million a year to sit on the bench and win some trophies. Not the Champions League. Yeah. And even that's looking like they got to get rid of one of their top three, too, which, I'll reference it again. I did say Neymar was going to go to Chelsea. So
I think I saw a rumor actually here just today. I didn't put it on here, but Manchester United could be in it for Neymar.
That makes zero sense.
Along with Chelsea?
They have Antony. He's the exact same player. Neymar's better.
Better?
Yeah. That, to me, with the amount of money it's going to cost to get him, doesn't make sense. Chelsea just makes perfect sense. The only team that would want him and be willing to pay for him. So.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our transfers. Am I right? And the end of this episode.
That's all I got, man.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys listening. Make sure to check out our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook group. Get in on the conversation. Let us know what you think. Have you seen any transfers that we didn't mention? Let us know.
Yeah, those are always fun.
Yeah, there are. There's some wildish ones out there. Make sure to check out the Redbubble. Look at the merch. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, so maybe we can change some stuff up. We want to hear from you guys. But on that note, man, that's all I got. So, you guys,
cheers, friends.
Cheers.
Cheers.